It's recording. Okay, good. Hello, hello, my lovely, lovely audience. My lovely, lovely audience. Anyway, in case you're wondering why I was like, oh, it's recording, good. I tried to do this 3 times now where it just said, well, it didn't even say anything, the recording just stopped. So, let's get into it. Deku's born, everything's fine, yada yada yada. Except, he's born with 2 siblings. About 2 small siblings. For example, they're, they Deku's 2, siblings are about, well, 4 when the start of the anime happens. So, yeah. Anyway, first of all, Deku's quirk. Interesting one. Deku is a dragapult. Well, human-esque thing. I don't know how to explain it. He is capable of swapping between this and this. He's a human with a dragapult crest, which is capable of expanding and, well, sprouting the little metal sockets, or just a full-on dragapult. Not dragapult, dragapult. What's wrong with me in saying dragapult? It's dragapult. But yeah. So, he would be born with 2 younger siblings, which would share his quirk. Except, yeah. So, about 4 or so months after, baby, 4 months after Deku's siblings are born, they are twins. Just so you know, I'm naming them Dra and Pult. No, I'm naming one Draga, the other Pult. For the sheer shits and giggles of it, and the fact that I can't think of anything more creative. So, Deku's parents are heroes, and they die in a plane crash. Not like they were in the plane. A villain pulled a plane out of midair and hit them with it. The villain had a magnetism quirk, a very strong one. He just sort of batted them with it. There was a massive fire explosion, blood went everywhere. Just, yeah. The villain died as well. It was caught in the blast, and multiple buildings fell on the villain, and everyone there. It was just a massive, how you explain, let's say, a slaughter. They were lambs to the slaughter. And anyway, yeah. So, we're doing a bit of a time skip to the start of the anime. It's around about 11 at night. Deku's busy walking out of the convenience store. The reason he's there at 11 at night is because, so yeah. He doesn't want anyone, having a panic attack. But then he hears something. As if someone calling for help. He sees a little girl running. She seems out of breath. She has platinum hair, red eyes, and a little horn. She has bandages covering her arms, and a very bland dress. Looks like it could be some kind of hospital dress. She runs to Deku as he's the only one there. Out of breath, she says, "Help! me, please, as she falls over. Coming! Sorry about that family stuff. But, yeah. Don't know if you heard it in full, so I'll just play it again. No, never mind. Sorry, family stuff. But, yeah. Deku, very stressedly, would say that, trying to wake said girl up. You know who she is. He would, of course, be unsuccessful and, look around to see if her parents are anywhere. Sees no one, picks her up. Give me a second. Okay, hopefully this time I won't get interrupted. Okay. Deku would, this small, tired, and what appears to be an underfed and malnourished girl would begin running to the nearest hospital. Very stressedly, he would, check her in, and within a week she would be in good enough condition to take out of the hospital. Well, good enough condition to talk. Deku would ask her, where she's from and what's all that jazz, and the little girl would say, well, my name is Eerie, and, well, she would go on to explain, the heinous crimes Overhaul committed. Deku would throw up out the window. Of course, this is midday, so Deku had to bring Draga and Pult, who were also joining him in throwing up out the window. Sorry, shouldn't have. No, it's fine. I've realized that, the voice changer app I have only works when I'm not recording, so I'm gonna have to sort of say a lot of stuff before the videos, plan my videos out a bit more. So, yeah, if you want me to use the voice changer more often, off of that first one you can guess what Deku's voice sounds like, so, yeah. Apologies. Yeah, Eerie would, start falling into a pit of self-dread. Deku would just pat her on the back and say, look, it's good that you left. I need to sit down for a minute. As he does, unloading his frill in his basic human form, because when he's dragapult mode, missiles are stronger, but he, looks like this, and permanently has his frill out as a person. He can retract his frill, his head crest. He can retract it, so he lets it out. Draga and Pult climb in, and they just have a sit down. So, have anywhere to stay? No, I don't. Okay, you can stay with us. What? No, I don't want to be a bother. It's fine. It's fine. You can stay with us after all that, all that. Yeah. As we would do a slight little time skip. After, Deku and Eerie report Overhaul to the police, Eerie shows her scars as evidence and tells them the story. Overhaul's locked up. Flat out, just put in prison, and then he gets shanked. to death. Yeah. In the showers, he gets stabbed because, you know, he didn't want to do the classic prison shower thing. In case you're wondering how that happened, eraser cuffs. Cuffs that erase a person's quirk. Yeah. Every prisoner there has a pair on them at all times, because you don't know who has that kind of dangerous quirk. You don't know who has an all-for-one kind of quirk. So Overhaul gets shanked to death in a prison bathroom. If anything, he deserves to die in a more brutal, dirtier way, but I'm not gonna try and come up with that because I'm gonna end up coming up with something too bad for YouTube to post. So I don't want to do that. This is the person who made this Magic Jack art. Very nice. But, yeah. So, Deku now is, you know, well, looking after Eerie, Draga, and Pult. So, yes. And a few days pass, you know, as three heroes come along to check up on them. Deku looks out the window and is immediately annoyed because he recognizes who they are. A large, muscular, blonde man, a man on fire, and a woman who I best not get into the details of, but she has purple hair, and that's all I'm gonna say. And a whip. Deku, you know, floats out the window. Ghost. Just so you know, Deku can turn invisible and intangible, and he can drag things into that state. So if he's holding someone when he activates his invisibility or intangibility or both, they will be dragged into that state. So they'll be invisible or intangible or both, like Deku. So he floats down and says, "Could you have at least not shown up in your hero costumes?" I don't understand the issue. Deku immediately points at the fact that they might as well be naked. What do you mean? You have a cuff in the shape of your crotch. I mean, come on. I don't think it's that bad. Okay, it's skin tight. It's so tight, it's literally wrapping around your muscles. And then Deku points to Midnight. Not to mention you. I don't even want to get into your reputation. I'm trying to look after kids here, and, you know, I don't even want to talk about, you know, that. Oh, yeah. Oh. Deku, then phases through a wall, floats up to his bedroom, takes out clothes, floats back down to them, and says, "Okay, you can come in as long as you get changed. There's a gas station nearby with a public bathroom, and you can do that." It would say, throwing the clothes at them. I still don't understand the issue. Look downwards. Oh, yeah, this is getting a bit tight. Oh, yeah, that cuff may have not been a best idea around children. Yeah, think? As Endeavor would speak up. Okay, we're not just gonna let some small child tell us what to do. Little fact about Deku's quirk. He can make dreepies. Straight up, he can spawn them out of nowhere. They're like, you know, in the anime showcasing the game mechanics, not like the actual Pokemon anime with Ash, in the anime that, you know, the short series. Those Dreepies are like the Dreepies fired out by Dragapult men. By that, I mean those Dreepies have no soul. They are... Give me a second. What was I doing again? Can't remember family stuff. Why, whenever I try and record, this happens? Oh yeah, I was talking about the Dreepies. Yeah, these Dreepies. So Deku can spawn those kinds of Dreepies. The kinds that are soulless and only exist to be shot out like missiles. So he does that and says, do you really want me to essentially detonate bombs shaped like my siblings in broad daylight right out of my house? No. Then shut your mouth and go get changed out of those damn hero costumes. Seriously, you would think you would belong. You would think that you belong on a completely different occupation. Oh shit. Oh shit, you unhinged. I've been going through a weird week. Now, if you need me, I have an apple and chocolate pie I need to go get to. You know, make sure it doesn't burn in the oven. Deku would say as he passes through his own door. I wonder why he has a door when, you know, he doesn't open it. Midnight's just standing there with a jaw on the ground. Like, I just got told off. And I'm weirdly aroused. Midnight. I can see what the kid was talking about now. You should not be allowed children. I know. They would go get changed, but still wear their masks. Because, you know, secret identities, blah, blah, blah. They would walk through the door, and Deku would say, changed. Good. Could you go fetch me, could you fetch me, a pair of, hand gloves? I can go intangible, but I'm not a psychic. He would say, pointing them in the direction of it. We are not helps. Deku would, sheath his fur and arm his, little pods. He would create his ammunition, his small ammunition, Draga and Pult also climb inside. Like, we haven't been shot out of this thing for so long. Oh, I'm going to ram through so many people. Midnight would just fetch him the thing like, dude, chill. Okay. Eerie would be hiding behind Deku's leg the entire time this is happening, and just be staring at the apple pie with her mouth watering. Eyes twinkling. Deku would place down the apple and chocolate pie, cut a few slices for the heroes, cut a slice for Eerie, who would immediately dig in, and cut a slice for Draga and Pult, and then himself. They would sit down and talk for a little bit until it comes up to Yuri's past, which Deku would immediately say, let's not talk about that. I like eating the apple pie and I don't want it on my floor. No. The apple pie is lovely and I don't want to have to clean it off my floor, so, can we not talk about that? Yuri has not been paying attention to the conversation at all. She's just been eating the apple pie. She's fully zoned out. Okay, it's concerning about, yeah, okay, fine, but seriously though, no, it's just much, okay, just too much, way too much, so, no, something that will probably make you throw up, and also, Yuri might get a nightmare, but during the day. Don't know. She might end up getting World War Six flashbacks. Remember, I hear Arctamia's in the distant future, and I imagine there would be a lot of wars when people suddenly start getting magic superpowers, maybe even multiple world wars. Because, come on, tell me that no country's gonna end up trying to fight with each other when their people have the ability to shoot lasers out of their eyes, or spew fire, or make explosions, or make someone's head explode at a glance. I mean, come on. Someone would want to go for world domination if they had a quirk like Overhaul. So, yeah. Deku then just, as Midnight opens her mouth, Deku just stares at her, glares, and says, "Best think of your next words wisely," as he would unfurl his frill. Uh, nice pie. Yes, thank you, I tried. Thank you very much so. Give me a second. I'm just about out of ideas for this, so goodbye. Sorry if it was a bit everywhere. I, have, not recording a little bit, and also, family issues.